Sirach chapter 5, verse 10. Be steadfast in thy understanding, and let thy word be the same. Be swift to hear, and let thy life be sincere, and with patience give answer. If thou hast understanding, answer thy neighbor. If not, lay thy hand upon thy mouth. Honor and shame is in talk, and the tongue of man is his fall. That's right, man. You know, if thou hast understanding, answer thy neighbor, man. If you have the understanding. If not, hey, it says, if not, lay thy hand upon thy mouth. Let's get Sirach chapter 7. No. Get Sirach chapter 20 first. Sirach chapter 20, verse 5. It says, there is one that keepeth silence and is found wise, and another by much babbling becometh hateful. That's not being laconic. And also I'm making this lesson to edify myself, man. That's not being mindful, the second commandment I count, starting with the head all the way down, the head of our account, he push brothers. The second command, push brothers. Third command, push brothers. Through the spirit, man, be considerate, be mindful. You don't always have to say something. You don't know something, don't speak on it. In Sirach 20 and 5, there is one that keepeth silence and is found wise, and another by much babbling becometh hateful. Some hold of his tongue because he have not answered. He have not to answer. And some keep silence knowing his time. A wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool will regard no time. So you want to adopt these traits, man, because these are beautiful traits. A man ain't somebody, as a man, we don't supposed to be, oh, I'm all over the place. I'm never shutting up. Soon as it's some type of quietness in the room, I gotta say something just to, nah, man, like, just chill. Just chill. Listen more. Like Bruce Lee say, listen. You know? Um, the book of Psalms. The book of Psalms, chapter 101, verse 1, it says a Psalm of David. The Hebrew word goes into Kahalim. Psalm of David. I will sing of mercy and judgment unto thee, O Lord. Yahweh will I sing. It says, verse 1, I will sing of mercy and judgment unto thee, O Lord. Yahweh will I sing. I will behave myself wisely in a perfect way. I will behave myself wisely in a perfect way. I will behave myself wisely in a perfect way. Oh, when wilt thou come unto me? I will walk within my house with a perfect heart, perfect mind. I will behave myself wisely in a perfect way, man. So let's go back into these words. Concise goes into comprehending much in few words, man. You know, let's grab another precept that came to mind through the Spirit. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 11. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 11. And it reads, a fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man keepeth it in till afterwards. And that's what it's about, man. Everything ain't got to be spoken on, man. A wise man keepeth it in until afterwards. Let's get the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 32. starting at verse 7. It says, "Speak, young man, if there be need of thee, and yet scarcely when thou art asked twice. Speak, young man, if there be need of thee." That can't be overlooked. If there be need, do you need to say something every time? You want to say something every time? Even when it like at camp, you around the heads, or like let that brother rock out through the spirit, or off camera, brothers building. Man, I just need to listen, bro. I'm a young brother. You know what I'm saying? Let me chill out, man. Let me chill out. And then you have your own platform for that. Even in the midst of that, be careful. You know, it says, verse 8, um, let thy speech be short, comprehending much in few words. Now, hold on. Concise means what? Comprehending much in few words. Comprehending much in few words. Ecclesiasticus chapter 32, verse 8. Let thy speech be short. So sum it up. Get straight to the point. Get straight to the point, man. Comprehending much in few words. Be as one that knoweth and yet hold of his tongue. And the head of our account, beautiful brother Ira, all the way on down to young brothers in the camp, such as myself. But just speaking through the spirit, the heads I always push the scriptures, man, because it's the spirit. And the sincere man gonna take heed. Sometimes you fall short, but that's when you go back to what? The scripture. Examine thyself, man. Put the scope on yourself. Why are these things important? Because it'll keep you from falling. Keep you from, not like it ain't no more it ain't just a mistake. Like, nah, you creating a pattern. Like, yeah, brother, you keep on doing this word as if you're not taking heed. You know what I'm saying? It says, once again, Ecclesiastes 32 and 8, let thy speech be short, comprehending much in few words. Be as one that knoweth and yet holdeth his tongue. You can be as one that knoweth. You know this, but hold your tongue, because you don't want, it could be out of season. What you said was right, but it wasn't time for that. Verse 9, if thou be among great men, elderly men, and like I said in the first part, before, you got a phone call, I never been around the apostles, the great men. And, I don't, met a few elders. But the fact is, even when you're a camp, you're a church, man. Your head, that same respect, that homage. Hey, you don't want to, it say, if thou be among great men, make not thyself equal with them. He set up that in that position for a reason. We're not on the same level. So you don't want to make it hard for them. You want to be obedient, be sincere. King David just said, I will behave myself wisely in a perfect way. Make not thyself equal with them. And when ancient men are in place, use not many words. Why? Because verse 8 just told you, let thy speech be short, comprehending much in few words. So that's what this thing is about. And I end off with Colossians chapter 4 and verse 5. Walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time. Let your speech always be with grace, seasoned with salt, that you may know how ye ought to answer every man. And that's what it's about too, man. Let your speech be seasoned with salt, man. So you know how to answer every man. So Aparatazai, this was an edifying lesson. Something quick through the spirit. Just wanting to go in on the word laconic. Laconic. Let's get that word again. Laconic.
Laconic.
Of a person's speech or style of writing using few words, man. Make you think about reticent, not revealing one's thoughts or feelings readily, man. And as a young man, coming in the truth, these are beautiful traits, man, to have, you know. So, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson unto the Lord's censorship and believers. I would like to close out by giving all glory, honor, and infinite praises unto our power, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushua Bahasham, Chakadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone and teacher rule well. Peace, love, salutations to the hopeful elect. Call me Ashala, keep the faith, Shalom.